What's up guys, this is Graffiti Tutorials, and today I'm going to show you how to do a sketch on paper with alcohol based markers and this little handwriting pen right here. I've already sketched it out in pencil because I'm about to outline it in this pen anyway, and I thought then you just got to watch me do it twice, so I'm just going to just outline it and I'll put the 3D on now as well. So let's get on with it. I'll just use the pencil as a rough guide usually. Sometimes I actually change the shape of the letters a little bit if I just think it'll look better as I'm going along in a different way or something, then I'll just change it. It's no big deal because we'll rub the pencil out after anyway. Some people do their sketches like a painted piece as well, so they'll all like colour it in first and everything before they outline it. I do that sometimes as well, but because some outlining pens, if you outline it first with them and then you go over it with the alcohol based markers, then it like smudges the black pen into it and stuff, the outline pen, but it doesn't actually happen with these. You could go straight over it in them pens and it'd be fine. That's why I find these ones good. It's just a barrel handwriting pen. So this is what I'm using at the moment. I do have other ones as well for outlining, but I bought these the other day and I'm liking using them at the moment, so I think I'll carry on with these for a while. One thing I will say as well to those of you who are practicing, sometimes I hate the way the sketch looks as I'm doing it, and I just feel like giving up. Like the amount of times I've done like 2 letters of a sketch and then just chucked it away. I can't even count it how many times I've done that, but sometimes you'll find if you just stick it out until the end, then you will actually like the finished product. So especially when you're practicing as well, you just want to do as much sketches as you can and just finish them, you know. Like if you don't like them, then you can always use them as examples to look at and just see what you don't like about it, and then you can change that in the future as well, you know. So just don't give up so easy if you're learning, which I'm guessing you are, otherwise you wouldn't be watching a tutorial video. I know I've missed some of these arrows out and that. I tend to usually do them at the end for some reason. There's no reason why really, it's just the way I do it. Another thing I find as well is when you're doing a bit like this going through a load of letters and that and stopping with the letter in between it and stuff like that, just to make sure it lines up and that, when you're doing this bit, just come over here and pretend that you're just going through with the full line. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you do this bit and then you do that bit separately, you look back a bit and they don't line up properly. So I've got a pencil mark there anyway, but just make sure that you're just perfectly in line with that. Same goes when you're painting as well on bits like that. Just always double check it, that it lines up and that. if you're doing quite long arrows like I'm doing on this piece, then I think some people might use a ruler. But I'll just try and do it freehand, but sometimes it is a bit hard and you do mess it up a little bit, you know what I mean? Like these ain't completely straight, but it don't really matter anyway, to be honest. I'm not really bothered if they're like proper straight or not anyway. Sometimes I like it so they're a bit bowed on these bits. Also I like doing this with my arrows, just overlapping them, right, but yeah, you might just want to do them so you leave this bit out here. You might just go straight from there, just so it's attached onto the piece. It's just your personal style and preference really. Right, I think that is us near enough done on the outline in that piece. I'm going to add some 3D in a sec, so let's just, I'll rub these pencil marks out first. You want to get your pencil marks off really, because, well, one, it looks crap if they're on there, but make sure if you get each and every bit of it off. Like sometimes you don't notice certain bits, and one thing I've noticed is if you go over it then with a marker, it sort of causes a seal to go over it, and you can't like rub it out because the marker's over the top of it. So to get to the pencil to rub it out, you've got to sort of rub out the marker, and you can't do that, so it's just trapped under there. You can't really notice it too much if you don't press too hard with your pencils, but just annoying, isn't it, really? Right, so I'm going to put some 3D on this piece now, and looking at it, I think I want to bring the 3D down into this centre. So sometimes I do it just going one direction diagonally, you can do it so it's coming from the top, but just looking at this piece, I think it would look good if I bring it down into the centre, and a good way to do that and make sure it's all going in the right direction is just if you put a little mark down here like where you want it coming to. So I want it coming to the centre of the piece, probably about here or something. Just put yourself a little mark down there, and then I think I'm going to do it straight in pen, but you might want to do it in pencil first, and then you literally everywhere the piece meets and the end of the piece is, you want to just make a line just going down towards that. Again, you can use a ruler for this as well if you want, and make each line the same length. Okay, so you can use a ruler for that if you really care about everything being perfect. Then just make them all like a centimetre or something. So then here I'm going to come back down towards that mark like that, about the same sort of size. Here again, I'm just going to aim for that piece every time, and then we know the 3D is all coming down in the same direction that it's supposed to be, towards that centre piece there. And I'll just do this over the whole piece. Takes a while, but it does look good in the end. Yeah, like I said, use a ruler if you want to get it down to this mark, but I'll just keep coming back to it and just pretending I'm drawing a line just to make sure it's going towards it, you know. Because even if it's not 100% perfect, you won't notice. When you're first starting out, if you're still learning, this is quite a hard type of 3D to do where it all meets in one spot. You might just want to have it going in just one direction. just yeah, because this is going in two directions, if you know what I mean. Like if this was going in one direction, you would have these two at exactly the same angle. Everything would be at exactly the same angle. But where it's meeting in the middle here, these are at this angle and it's coming slowly down, and then you end up straight here. So it is a bit harder, but I really like the look of it like this. So bits like this, there's no straight edge, and if that A went up straight like that, then there'd be a line coming off of it, obviously, because there'd be like a little corner in it. But because there's no like proper straight edge where I can take a line from, well, so from there I could probably get away with doing it there. But let's just say it's not proper curved. You just literally got to try and guess the distance and guess where the 3D would be going. But I don't even know if I've got that piece 100% accurate, to be honest, but you just got to try your best. And with a piece like this where there's so much going on, like, you probably will never notice anyway, even if you do get it slightly wrong. Right, looking at it, I think, well, a couple of little bits. I think we've basically done most of them lines now. Oh, actually no, I'm spotting more and more now, sorry. Yeah, I think that's most of it. If not, we'll pick them up as we go along anyway. But now you're basically just going to join these up in line with whatever shape it's coming off of. Just try and keep it perfectly in line, the same amount of space in between these things. See that I've messed up this bit here, there should have been a line coming from there as well, which joins up, but hopefully. Yeah, I've messed it up big time. But you see, don't matter how many years you've been doing it, you will always make mistakes like that. But that's cool because I can just get a white paper marker like that, some tip extra, so just go back over it and just sort it out, you know. So I think the 3D on that is done, so I'm going to sort this bit out down here that I messed up, and I think we're good to go and start colouring in the next session.